things. I love stuff.
I just am the worst.
I'm a consumerist little bastard.
We do a lot of those little, like, housekeeping hacks for organization, and so in the last place that we lived, well, in the last place we lived, we had a laundry hamper in the living room, because as soon as we got home, we just want to take our clothes off, but we didn't want to go to the bedroom upstairs, so we would just always have a pile of clothes in the living room, so you put a laundry hamper in the living room. Genius.
Yes. I also love the reveal that you and Josh are kind of just naked people.
Oh, yeah, I am fully a nudist. Like,
and I'm nearly a never nude.
Yeah. Crazy. Oh, it's always the people whose bodies you probably want to see the most.
No! I met a dog last night who I think is the same size as me.
Oh, yeah?
I genuinely believe that dog might weigh the same amount that I do, and I was like, man, you could kill me right now, and it wouldn't be hard, because you're also, like, I'm strong, but I'm strong in the I do hot yoga way. I'm like, that dog could kill me.
I saw a Great Dane the other day.
I love them so much. They're so big.
They're so big. I also, you know what? Hot take.
I'd love to watch Butters meet a Great Dane.
Butters is reactive as shit on the leash, so she would run at them and just be a fucking idiot, and I don't understand, because she's really not aggressive, but once she gets on the leash, if she sees another dog, she just wants to run at him, and I'm like, what are you gonna do? What are you, your head is
so little.
Like, your head is like the size of a fucking mandarin orange, like,
yeah.
She's got a little fucking walnut head on a big body, and just looks ridiculous. She's laying next to me right now. She wanted to be close today.
Well, speaking of mandarin oranges and walnuts and being consumerist bastards, welcome to Informed Attraction. I'll let Aubrey take it from there because you have a better intro than me, probably.
Hello and welcome to Informed Attraction. I'm Dr. Aubrey Hoffer.
I'm Mackenna Goodrich.
This is a podcast hosted by one millennial lumberjack and one bald genie. And it's a podcast about how brands use cartoon characters to distract you from the horrors that they commit on the daily. Mackenna's shocked because she doesn't know whether she's a millennial lumberjack
I better be the millennial lumberjack or I'll strangle you to death.
I'll be the bald genie. We are going to talk a lot about Mr. Clean today, and there's an allure. For
my Instagram followers at Mackenna on Instagram, Flex having an Instagram account. I feel like it was like it was truly like the Brawny Man, the Jolly Green Giant, and Mr. Clean that came up. And also the Geico Gecko.
Yeah, we had Mackenna post on her stories what mascots people think are really attractive. So that helped to inform some characters who made the cut for this series. There are so many that I haven't talked about, that I'm not going to talk about in this series.
Despite the fact that it's probably going to be 5 parts.
Oh, yeah, because I'm trying to limit this to only 3 mascots per episode.
Oh, la la.
Yeah.
A threesome.
A threesome. Oh my god. Well, technically, next episode, I think we're going to talk about Snap, Crackle, and Pop. Are they brothers? Are they
lovers?
Are they a polycule? I don't know.
Whoa, Snap, Crackle, Pop, polycule.
We might get into that.
The other day we were at dinner, and I don't know if this was the first time my friend had made this joke to our friend Brandon, but I believe it was my friend Mark was like, Brandon, how does it feel to be the tallest Keebler elf? And I entered a new plane of existence. It was so funny.
So in this series, we'll be exploring the strange charisma of brand mascots, what makes some of them attractive, why they stick in our brains, and how they might embody fantasies we didn't even know we had. So in all seriousness, a part of why this podcast developed was because when I would say certain hear me outs, the ones that got the strongest reactions from people were when I talked about characters like the Hamburger Helper Hand.
I can't believe we finally get to talk about the Hamburger Helper Hand.
Not today.
Oh, no.
But
okay.
Next time.
I'll be good. I'll be patient.
Brand mascots have always been really intriguing to me because they're a way for corporations to try to humanize products and brands and create a relationship with consumers. Some mascots are met with great success and become iconic, and others are creepy as hell and immediately phased out, much like, I would say, the Burger King, who I think is a little maligned. I like him.
But he wasn't immediately phased out.
They kept him around. I think they had...
He's around. He's hanging.
They had contractual obligations.
Okay.
But he was hated.
Well, yeah, because he's kind of fucked up looking.
That I don't even
It's like Uncanny Valley.
I could even do a part 6 in this series because I don't talk at all about fast food mascots, and I could do a whole episode with like the Burger King, Jack in the Box, and Ronald McDonald.
All the little McDonald's guys. There were so many little McDonald's guys.
Oh my god. Okay.
I think you once said to me that there's an allure to the Hamburglar.
There's also an allure to Ronald McDonald.
Oh, that I know you've said to me because you said from the cartoon version.
Yeah. And I mean, even Grimace has his moments.
Girls love Grimace.
The girls just want a man like Grimace.
They want a Grimace. They want a Gritty.
Oh yeah, Gritty. He's the Philadelphia?
The Flyers, the Philadelphia Flyers mascot.
Incredible. All right, well, this might be a 6-part series then, because I don't see how I cannot talk about fast food mascots. So this series is slated to be 5 parts. It could potentially be much longer in its current iteration, or maybe we'll do 5 parts and then pick it up again at a different time. I just find this anthropomorphizing of brands to be really fascinating to me. And as we eke ever closer to a recession, I think we're going to start seeing more and more brands try to humanize themselves to consumers in an attempt to hold on to profits and like consumer base. And I think one of the ways brands try to do that is by cashing in on nostalgia for characters.
Wait, Aubrey, I thought we were liberated. Didn't Liberation Day happen? Aren't we liberated? The economy was liberated.
Yeah.
Because we put tariffs on Antarctica.
Economy's fantastic. Sorry, guys. I've got somebody knocking on my door. Sorry. No, the economy's great. The economy's in shambles. All right.
Aubrey just got kidnapped by Stephen Miller.
I did. So this is probably not a shock to anyone, but I think that pretty much every company is evil and does evil.
Now Aubrey's getting kidnapped by Jeff Bezos.
I think every company is evil and does evil things. I think part of that is the nature of capitalism. That said, it doesn't excuse actions that companies engage with that harm the public. And I just hope that me talking about mascots in a sort of lighthearted way doesn't make it sound like I am team brand by any means. I'm really not. I've tried to have several caveats in this script about atrocities committed by brands when and where it's relevant.
Yeah, we talked about the Cadbury Caramel Bunny and her potential relationship to child slavery in the very first episode of this podcast. Yeah.
Mackenna, do you want me to spoil the categories I've created so far for the mascots, or should I just talk about today's? Okay. I
don't want to know shit.
Okay. So today we are talking about DILF mascots. These are mascots.
Daddy.
Yeah, some zaddies.
No. What the fuck, Aubrey? That's almost as bad as Awesome Sauce.
These are mascots that are either canonically fathers or just have a manly, fatherly energy about them. There are many mascots that I think fit into this category, but for today I've focused on 3. The Brawny Man, Mr. Clean, and my personal favorite, the dad from the Charmin Bears who loves shitting.
Oh, you've also said to me that you find him attractive before.
I do. And we were going to talk extensively about that. He has a warm energy, and he cares about everyone in his family having clean booty holes.
That was like nice, and then I thought about it, and I was like, I've been watching too much Law and Order SVU.
So you might be wondering, Aubrey, why didn't you save him for an episode you'll be doing later that's just about hot animals? Well, I decided that for the Charmin Bear, his role as a father supersedes his role as a bear.
Thank God we're gonna keep talking about hot animals on this podcast. If the whole series on bunnies, the episode about Brian the dog wasn't enough, if we're so fucking back, baby.
We are so fucking back. But yeah, I decided that the Charmin Bear, he is a father before he's a bear. So, also, we're gonna do a quick side note right now. So I posted some TikToks for our content channels, and you know, when I talk about Lola Bunny being hot, not a single protest was made. I make one TikTok about how Brian the dog is hot, and suddenly I'm getting told that I have bestiality, that I have bestiality,
like it's a disease.
Yes. that I've been diagnosed with bestiality. That people are literally like, you should not own pets if this is what you believe. And that's crazy, because Brian is barely a dog in the Family Guy universe.
Yeah.
But
I think, listen. I don't think that men in general like the idea of women being attracted to things, and so they can be attracted to anything in the world. They can be attracted to Child Bunny Judy Hopps, and that's fine. But if you say, oh, the fish from Finding Nemo's kind of sexy, and I don't need to say which fish, you all know which fish I'm talking about, then it's like, ew, you're weird. And it's like, sorry that they made the Willem Dafoe fit. Is it Willem Dafoe or is it Jeffrey Dean? Who is it?
it's Willem Dafoe, but we always call him the Jeffrey Dean Morgan fish.
Because he has the Jeffrey Dean Morgan energy.
He's got a swagger. We have a whole concept of characters who are just that vibe.
Yeah. But anyways, when I say Gil from Finding Nemo is sexy, something's wrong with me.
So I also like the idea of talking about the Brawny Man, Mr. Clean, and the dad from the Charmin Bears, because they also all represent, like, cleaning product, paper, home product, genre of products. And I thought that gave it a cohesion that I felt made a lot of sense to me. So, I think, well, I have it slated to talk about the Charmin Bear first.
Hey, live your dreams.
Do I go wild and then scale back, or do we need to ramp up to that?
Aubrey, I think that you are my favorite little agent of chaos.
All right, then we're gonna get straight into the fucking Charmin Bears. Also, the script for this episode, this is somewhat much like the first episode of the Food Network series. It's a little bit of a business history type slant to it, and then we're also going to be talking about the mascots, but yeah, I'm talking about brands here. So, Charmin is a brand of toilet paper that was launched...
What?
Yes. It was launched in 1928.
Whoa.
Yeah, people have been shitting for a long time.
I've heard that to be true. Dear SciShow, it is me, your employee, Mackenna again. When did people start pooping?
I mean, history of toilet paper I almost decided to go on a whole thing about the history of toilet paper. I decided not to do that.
That's a different podcast.
However,
that'll be our spinoff.
informedattraction@gmail.com. If you want to hear me talk about the history of toilet paper, email us and then give us money for our Patreon, and then that can be something
that we don't have.
Yet. So in 1928, the logo on the Charmin packaging was a female silhouette. And then in 1953, they replaced it with a baby. So basically the packaging was the toilet paper with a little baby on it. And then
did you find anything in your research about why so many brands use babies as a mascot?
I'd assume because it's like soft. Ugh. So it's supposed to be like, oh, it's like
I yuck babies when I am the aunt to 3 who I love dearly.
Yeah, I have not done much research into that. My assumption would be because babies are soft and you need something that's like gentle for a baby.
It was my niece's 2nd birthday yesterday. She had a dinosaur-themed birthday party.
Well, what kind of toilet paper does she use?
I don't know what type of toilet paper Trent and Amanda buy.
Are they a Charmin family?
I know they're Costco members.
We're a Wet Wipes family, to be completely real. Like, we used...
Oh, so you hate the plumbing system?
Look, I can't have a bidet at this moment. We're going to talk about that later. I understand that I'm part of the problem, but right now, in the place where I'm living, that is how I can ensure a clean booty hole.
All right.
When I am able to get a bidet, I will have a bidet.
It's bidet time, baby.
It will be bidet day.
My friends, Greta and Trent, just moved into a new apartment, and they have a bidet, and also their toilet has a heated seat. Mm-hmm. And I'll say, I don't like the heated seat.
And
I don't like my butt to be warm while I'm pissing.
My in-laws have a toilet like that, and I don't like it. It also has a fan feature to dry you.
Ooh. Oh yeah, so does Trent. So does Trent and Greta's. Yeah, I did use that.
They might have the same toilet. Nice. Yeah. So in the 1960s, Charmin wanted to create commercials, and they needed to have a mascot or a spokesperson for the commercial. Originally, they wanted to emphasize the product's softness, but they didn't know how to convey that physical sensation on television. And so the advertising agency that they were using, they suggested that shoppers be encouraged to squeeze the product in stores the way that grocery shoppers might squeeze a tomato to assess its softness. But Charmin was like, I don't know, I don't think retailers are going to like customers manhandling the merchandise and damaging it. And I will say that concern's completely valid because I squeeze the fuck out of soft things when I'm at the grocery store.
I don't think I've ever done that.
I don't know why you wouldn't.
I go based on vibes.
I want to feel. I'm bad because it's not even products I'm trying to purchase. I just want to squeeze it.
You're just doing a little manhandling.
I just like to manhandle the product.
You're doing a little grope.
I like to squeeze soft things. Every time I'm at the store and I see a Squishmallow, I pick it up and I give it a big hug.
I do like, I was like, fuck a Squishmallow for a long time because I'm a hater. And then my friend has one and I held it in my arms and I went, I understand everything.
The project I'm working on, one of the prizes for kids, the younger kids in our study, is a Squishmallow, and they fucking love picking the Squishmallows. Those are always the first to go because we have like Squishmallows, friendship bracelets, like other little toys.
What's the thing that everyone's getting right now? The labadoobies.
Oh my god!
The looby doobies.
The booloos, labaloos,
the lava lamps.
I have decided to be completely off of that side of the internet.
The
laboobos. I think they're cute, but I don't even know how much they cost.
I love them.
I'm gonna say right now, I think they cost $70.
You're not far off because it's so hard to get an actual price though because it's a bunch of these are like resellers because it's people who because they're all fucking sold out.
Yeah.
But yeah, like around between let's see, I think these are mostly like $50. Ooh, and some of them are like really expensive.
Yeah, I hate that. I just feel like it's the same kind of consumerism as, like, the Dubai chocolate. When I saw my mom recently, she was like, do you guys have Dubai chocolate in Louisville? And I was like, I don't know. I don't really... I'm a little poor. I don't buy a lot of things. And she was like...
Okay, so
what?
Dubai chocolate's really good, but like, it's really good. But we live in a pistachio house. This is a house full of, one of the first times me and my roommate Jasmine hung out in real life was she bought me pistachio frozen yogurt from Yogurtland in LA. And this is a home built and dying on pistachio all at once.
I have no doubt that I would like it, and I think it's delicious,
but it's the trend of it all, the like cyclical nature of like, it's like, remember that dress in like 2021 that everyone bought, that like House of Sunny,
yes,
like green dress, yeah.
Anyway, if anybody wants me to try the Dubai chocolate, you could buy it for me and ship it to my house. So
I would get a P.O. box before you give people on the internet your address, is what I would say.
Nah, you can have it. I trust you. What are you gonna do? Huh? That's a challenge.
Aubrey will just share her location with you on iPhone, so.
Yeah, this is an active challenge to anyone who wishes me harm. Try it! Try it, motherfucker! By the time this episode comes out, I will be dead. So the problem with not wanting people to manhandle the Charmin was solved by having this concept that the handling of the product would be actively discouraged by a comic antagonistic retailer in the advertisements. This was an advertising campaign that lasted over 20 years, where actor Dick Wilson played the fictional grocer Mr. George Whipple. Mackenna, I'm going to send you a George Whipple commercial, and I'm going to ask you to watch it and then just summarize it.
Okay. Oh, I opened my messages on my laptop and was immediately faced with Butter's little face.
She's so perfect.
It's the longest friggin' commercial in the world. In this commercial, they're at the grocery store, and then a lifeguard blows his whistle and says, "Don't squeeze the Charmin." And then Mr. George Whipple explains why you don't squeeze the Charmin. And then she goes, "But the lifeguard's so hot." And then the ladies continue squeezing the Charmin, and so the lifeguard comes down and gets involved, and then he gets fired for not being aggressive enough about stopping the women from squeezing the Charmin. And then Mr. George Whipple is like, "Don't squeeze the Charmin in the store. Squeeze it when you get home."
Yeah, so the whole character of Mr. Whipple...
This would just make me want to squeeze the Charmin so badly.
And that's the thing, right? It's a very effective advertising campaign. Typically, the commercials involve Mr. Whipple scolding customers who squeeze the Charmin, and then hypocritically, because he's a fucking hypocrite, he lets himself squeeze the Charmin when no one's looking.
I'll kill him.
Yeah. So basically, the Mr. Whipple Charmin advertisements are considered by Advertising Age, which is like a media conglomerate that ranks advertising things, as within the top 100 advertising campaigns of the 20th century.
What was the number one?
I didn't look.
Okay. Bad.
Cancelled. So Mr. Whipple...
Firing Aubrey, hiring Bryce as my new co-host.
Yeah, let's see how that works out.
Hey, Aubrey, I have bad news.
What?
I have to go to the bathroom again.
No!
I'll be right back.
All right.
You can tell me more things while I'm editing. Tell me stories.
I will. Do you like Hawaiian food? I love Hawaiian food. There's like no Hawaiian food in Louisville, and I think that's the thing that I miss compared to Arizona. In Arizona, we'd go to this place called Big Island Hawaiian Barbecue, and just the mac salad is so good. I don't like white people macaroni salad. My mom makes it, and it's, like, sweet. I don't like that. The Hawaiian macaroni salad is just creamy, and it's such a good contrast when you have, like, teriyaki chicken or any kind of barbecue. God, I want it so bad. My apartment is doing a barbecue tonight. I asked you if we could record early because I'm hoping that I can go to that because it starts at 2, and I didn't tell you. I don't know why I didn't tell you. That's like that's kind of a weird thing for me to just keep as a secret, but that's my sneaky reason for why I asked if we could record early, because my apartment does catered events every month, and today they're doing like barbecue by the pool with a lemonade bar. I don't know what the lemonade bar is going to consist of. I'd assume several types of lemonade. Probably a regular lemonade, a strawberry lemonade, in a perfect world, maybe a mango lemonade. I love mango. I think last year mango was set to be the flavor of the summer, and it's really not around this year. What I'm seeing a lot of this year is s'mores. Like, everything I see is s'mores flavored, and that's very in. It is the rich food you ate last night. Too much pork pasta.
We're Joe back.
We are Joe back.
I looked up that list while I was in the bathroom.
Uh-huh.
And apparently that they rated the Volkswagen Think Small as the best advertising campaign of the 20th century.
Volkswagen paid for that because I don't even remember that campaign.
I think it's old. I think it's an old pre our living memory.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what's so interesting because I was reading about Mr. Whipple, and he's considered like one of the most iconic advertising icons of all time, and I'm like, I don't know you. I don't know this man.
And like some advertising campaigns like I feel like have made it like I don't think we were alive when Where's the Beef happened, but I know that.
Yeah. So Mr. Whipple was played by actor Dick Wilson, and between 1964 and 1985, Wilson appeared as George Whipple in more than 500 commercials for Charmin.
He flow from progressive type of beat.
Literally, he was in a ton of TV roles as well, and I just think he's the epitome of like working actor, and I just have a lot of respect for that. Like, you know, he does the successful advertising campaign. He's usually like a side character in like various TV shows, and he just has this like full career.
Yeah.
There was this quote from him where he talked about his experience acting in commercials, and he said he described it as the hardest thing to do in the entire acting realm because you've got 24 seconds to introduce yourself, introduce the product, and say something nice about it and get off gracefully. In some commercials, Mr. Whipple was accompanied by a stock boy named Jimmy, played by Adam Savage of Mythbusters.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, I'm going to send you one. I couldn't find an actual clip of the commercial, but there's a 20-second clip from Mythbusters where they include a clip of the commercial.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. He does not look like Adam Savage at all, but he's a teenager in this commercial.
Good for Adam Savage.
Will you describe that commercial?
I don't really understand what happened in this commercial. They're like stalking it, and then they're stalking the toilet paper, and then Adam Savage's little stock boy freaks out about something, but I couldn't understand what he said.
Yeah, I think the roof is leaking and it's getting on the Charmin.
And then they're like noting that it's fine because of the packaging.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the late 1970s and early 1980s, a competing grocer named Mr. Hoffmeyer appeared in the Charmin commercials as well. But Hoffmeyer is built different because he encouraged his customers to squeeze the Charmin, and he scolded Mr. Whipple for being a goddamn hypocrite that he is.
Yeah, we love Hoffmeyers in this house. That's almost a Hoffer.
So here's a Hoffmeyer commercial. I'll have you summarize. A lot of this today is me making you watch 20-second clips and then tell me what they said.
I don't have TikTok anymore, so this is good for me. I gotta say something.
Yeah.
Why are all these shopkeeper men, and why are they all like letting or not letting women squeeze the Charmin?
There's interesting gender at play here. So describe the commercial first.
Okay, so in this commercial, Mr. Whipple is peeking into Mr. Hoffmeyer's store because Mr. Hoffmeyer lets the women squeeze the Charmin. And then there's this crazy conversation inside the store where the women are like, it's just so big and fluffy. It's so soft. Let's squeeze the Charmin. And then Mr. Hoffmeyer like beckons Mr. Whipple into the store. Mr. Whipple grabs a package of Charmin, immediately starts squeezing it in a way that I can only describe as like, I don't know. Like, it's the way he squeezes it is a little scary. And then Mr. Hoffmeyer's like, in my store, anyone can squeeze the Charmin. And then he yoinks it from Mr. Whipple and says, except for you.
I love that. Yeah, I'll talk about it later. I think there's a lot of interesting gender dynamics at play here because typically it's women who are doing grocery shopping for their families. And so I think brands have responded to that in a really interesting way. When it comes to like the Mr. Whipple advertisements, I just get this sense of like, you silly little women.
Yeah. It's like, and like, I don't, Mr. Hoffmeyer doesn't have like creepy old man energy, but he has like friendly old man energy, but it is very much like, I'm letting the ladies squeeze the Charmin. And it's like when a nice old man like hits on you a little bit and you're like, oh, thank you.
So Mr. Whipple starts to get phased out. In 2000, Procter & Gamble, later villains of this episode, they present actor Dick Wilson with a Lifetime Achievement Award, and the subsequent advertising campaign starts to integrate the Charmin Bears. I will end the Mr. Whipple saga by saying that Dick Wilson died of natural causes in 2007 at the age of 91. And as a response to that, there was a Charmin commercial on TV that featured old clips and paid tribute to Dick Wilson and Mr. Whipple. And I'm going to send it to you, Mackenna, because honestly, it kind of made me feel something. I don't know why. Like, in memoriams always make me a little... Oh,
I went to the Tonys dress rehearsal and I full on like I also had slept for 3 hours the night before, but I full on sobbed during the in memoriam at like 9:30 a.m.
Yeah, Mackenna looks sad.
Okay, that was really nice. Now I'm thinking about it too because I'm like, wow, like the day that like Flo from Progressive dies, I'm gonna be sad.
Yeah, like, it's...
Like, Dean Winters is, like, Allstate, like, the Mayhem. Like, when Dean Winters dies and there's no more Mayhem commercials, like, I'm gonna be sad.
No, I know, and I just think it's... I mean, here's the thing. Again, company's evil, company's bad. However, I do think it's, like, genuinely very touching to see a brand pay tribute to somebody who was part of their advertising for multiple decades.
Yeah.
And I just think that that's really sweet. It's a really sweet commercial. It's just the typical, like, black and white images of Mr. Whipple, and then it ends with saying, in our hearts forever. So Mr. Whipple lives on. So in the 2000s, the Charmin company introduces the Charmin Bear family.
Yeah!
The version of the bears that we have now are 3D animated. The original versions of them were 2D animations, and they were light brown and tan colored.
How dare... Those are blue and red bears.
See, I have a big attachment to the light brown bears, and I
don't even remember the light brown bears.
This is where we have a slight age difference, because it is actually the light brown bear dad in particular who is the object of my desire.
Okay.
So originally it was just, I think, the original, like, dad and mom bear. And then in 2001, 3 cubs were added to the family, and they became part of the packaging, replacing the baby in 2004.
Thank God.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy, because they had that on the advertising since, like, the 1920s, essentially.
Yo, that baby was probably dead.
That baby was probably dead. I always think that when I see dogs in old movies, I'm like, that dog's dead now. Makes me sad. So, the Charmin Bears is a collective family of parents and children. Originally, it was just one family of brown bears, and they do have names. We have Leonard the bear, his wife Molly the bear, and their children are Bill, Amy, and Dylan.
Dylan?
Yeah.
Okay.
So later in 2007, the families were split into 2 distinct family of bears. So we have 5 blue bears, which are the Charmin Ultra Soft family, and the 5 red bears, which are the Charmin Ultra Strong family.
And they're 2 warring factions.
They are 2 warring factions.
They're in an ultimate war against each other, red versus blue. One will come out supreme one day. The advertising campaign will end when the father of one beheads the father of the other.
We were on the same page with that. I couldn't find whether it's like the same family but just in different colors, or whether these are like distinctly different families. It's like
the Hatfields versus the McCoys, baby.
I think it's more like one is like the shadow self. It's like an us.
Oh, it's like an us.
Yeah.
They're tethered.
Yeah.
I wonder what direction they're tethered.
I don't know. Maybe laterally. Are they laterally tethered bears? Each existing in a parallel, never to intersect. Also, one is the Ultra Soft family and one is the Ultra Strong family. The Ultra Strong family is going to wipe the floor with them.
Hey, the pen is mightier than the sword.
The original commercials, which with the Brown Bear family, ran from 2000 to 2014, and they were animated by artist Joanna Quinn, who is a really cool animator. She's won over 100 awards. She's got 2 Emmys, 4 BAFTAs, and she's had 2 of her animated short films nominated for Academy Awards. I just think that's cool because women are cool.
Hell yeah.
So I'm really partial to the brown Charmin Bear. I'm going to send you a brown Charmin Bear commercial. Also,
I guess I probably, if they went until 2014, I definitely have seen these before, but I guess the other ones have just supplanted in my memory now. You just wanted me to watch the first one, right?
Yeah, just watch the first one and then describe the commercial.
Oh, the cubs are so delightful. Wait, sorry, I'm distracted. The little cubs. I have it muted now, but the little cubs were doing cub things.
No, they're so cute. So
they're so cute.
Describe the commercial and then tell me if you think that dad bear is hot.
So the commercial, he's like, there's like regular toilet paper, and he's like, fuck this regular toilet paper. And then he uses the Charmin toilet paper, and then he's like doing a little dance, and then another bear walks by and he's like, you gotta try this. And then he's doing a little dance and he goes, cha cha cha.
Mm-hmm. That's me and you. I just love him. I don't know. Like, he just seems really...
He's got a real Baloo energy.
Oh, and I love Baloo.
Yeah.
He just seems like he's so just like soft and warm, and I just think he'd be so nice to me.
Yeah.
And I love that. Do you think he's hot? Well, I'm a little different.
No. I think he's hot for a bear.
Okay.
Like, that's a hot bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, Charmin is evil. So in 2019, there was an NRDC and Stand.Earth report saying that Charmin toilet paper was still being manufactured almost exclusively from forest fiber, much of which is sourced from Canada's boreal forest. I'm going to be really clear here. I am not an environmental scientist. I am not even super knowledgeable about things related to the environment. That's my damage. So I'm going to just give some explanations about why this is so bad, but with that caveat that I am not an expert in this area.
If you, Aubrey, or anyone listening is interested in learning more about the tree line and the boreal forest, there's a great book called The Tree Line by Ben Rollins, and it's one of the best like nonfiction books I've ever read, and I really recommend it to anyone who's interested in like climate change, environmental science stuff.
Yeah, so I'll give some context, and then Mackenna can probably help fill in some of the blanks. So basically, Canada's boreal forest stores massive amounts of carbon, like more than 300 billion tons, and that's good because it helps mitigate climate change.
Yeah.
But logging for toilet paper and other paper products releases that carbon into the atmosphere, and it weakens the forest's ability to absorb future emissions. Canada's boreal forest specifically is one of the largest intact ecosystems in the world, and it's home to a lot of different animals like caribou, wolves, and over 300 different bird species. So when you do clear cutting, which is what I think they have to do to get the wood for toilet paper products, it basically disrupts habitats, it threatens the survival of all the species that live there, and a lot of them are already in decline and in a really sensitive position, so that's really bad. Unlike tropical forest, boreal forests regrow really slowly, especially in colder climates. And so this means that the environmental damage that's done from logging can persist for decades. So Charmin or other paper type companies will talk about how their harvesting is sustainable. That's really not true. You really cannot.
That's not true.
You cannot do this practice sustainably. There's also a lot of indigenous communities that live in this surrounding area that rely on the boreal forest for cultural, spiritual, and just living purposes. And the logging often proceeds without free, prior, informed consent, which violates indigenous rights and disrupts traditional practices and way of life. So it's also bad for reasons of humanity if the environmental reasons do not speak to you. And then toilet paper in general is just kind of bad because it's a single-use product, and using high-quality virgin forest fiber for it is incredibly wasteful. There are alternatives to toilet paper, there's toilet paper that can be made with recycled paper or with bamboo, and that's supposed to have less of an environmental impact. I will say, I think everyone should have bidets. And if you elect me as president, I will make sure that every home in America has a functioning bidet.
I'm going to briefly caveat. So clear cutting is a forestry technique in addition to the most economically cheap way to do getting shit for paper products. Clear cutting is most commonly used by actual foresters for if you need to help regenerate a species that can't compete in a mature forest. So aspen trees, pines, oaks, they're important for both wildlife ecosystems. And so when you do clear cutting, it can lead to increased diversity in the area. So basically it's if you're having issues with getting some of these trees that you need to grow, it's basically a hard reset so that you can let those trees grow that can't compete with the other trees in the area. That's the time that forest managers use clear cutting. The problem is it's really destructive towards habitats. And so if you're not doing it with really that intense to basically do a factory reset on an ecosystem in order to help the ecosystem, then you're just harming it, because then there's not as much shade, which there's gonna be dead grass, there's gonna be higher water temperatures, and just lots of bad things for the rest of the ecosystem, unless you are a forest manager who is doing it very intentionally. And that's my science communication for everyone for the day.
And you did amazing.
Thanks.
So that's sort of my, ebb and flow of Charmin, where we've got the story of Mr. Whipple, his incredible legacy he's left on us, the hot Charmin bears, and then why toilet paper is kind of just bad. So we're gonna...
Yeah. It's tricky. It's one of those things that it's we do want to wipe our ass. We do need to be aware of its effect on the universe.
Yeah. So I'm going to transition into talking about the Brawny Paper Towel Man. And I will say, I was really expecting there to be more literature about the Brawny Paper Towel Man, because he's been an icon for my entire life. But
he's so sexy.
There was actually very little. So a lot of the information that I got from this is just straight from the Brawny website.
Huh.
I'm going to send you a picture, Mackenna, of what the Brawny Man looked like in the 1970s. He was blonde.
I think I have been in love with every iteration of the Brawny Man.
I mean, he's hot. He just looks like a 70s lumberjack as opposed to a millennial lumberjack.
Oh, he looks wow, he's fine as hell.
He's hot.
I love him.
This image is actually based...
That mustache?
I know, I read so many things where when they did the updated Brawny Man, people were like, he finally got rid of the porn stash. And I'm like, no, he looked good.
But the porn stash is back, baby. I don't know if anyone... I think a good portion of our listeners are in New York. And this is also true across the country now. You walk around New York and it is fucking mustache. Every man... is, especially in Brooklyn, is rocking a little stash.
Every guy has a mustache now. This is why my husband, who's the ultimate hipster, is like, I was doing the mustache first. Now everybody's copying me. And it's true.
Your husband is a for real hipster.
He is.
Yeah.
So this blonde guy who was on the Brawny packaging is based on a real guy named Eric Soley, whose dad was an artist named John Soley, who used Eric as the inspiration for the mascot. Eric was a teen at the time, so his dad basically drew Eric as, like, a grown-up man. And then it's kind of interesting because Eric talks about how, like, yeah, as I've gotten older, I've grown to basically look like the Brawny guy. And that's kind of fun.
Damn, Eric, you must be sexy then. Holy shit.
Eric sounds hot as hell, and I could not find an image of what he looks like. Because, unfortunately, the only articles I could really find on this were, like, the Wilmington Press in 2002.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Eric was never compensated for being the model for the Brawny paper towel.
Hey, pay my boy!
Give my man some money.
Give him his check!
Yeah.
Give him his check!
So this was the Brawny Man from the 1970s up until 2002. And Brawny decided to do a campaign to find the new Brawny Man. And basically, people were given the option of nominating a man online to be the new Brawny Man. And I read a really kind of interesting article that was published at the time about this, and, like, the Brawny executives are like, we're really surprised because the characteristics that made people nominate someone as a Brawny Man weren't about being strong or masculine. It was about using their free time to help around the house, or being sensitive, or being willing to buy feminine hygiene products.
Men will do any... This is it all comes back every time to that Ollie Murs post where people are like, which side is more attractive? And women, like, almost universally liked the one where he was a little bit bigger and less shredded. It all comes back to men refuse to admit what women are actually attracted to and what they're actually interested in. And it's like, yeah, I mean, listen, the Brawny Man's friggin' sexy as hell, but, like, also, I would rather a partner who is willing to not be a weirdo about buying me tampons than one who's got, like, a sick mustache.
Yeah, I have this in my notes for later, but there's just this big discrepancy between what men think masculinity should be and what women think masculinity should be. And I think that that discrepancy makes it really difficult for people to find relationships that work for them and make sense for them.
Well, and I think that, like, okay, just think about Brawny, right? Okay. I'm not going to be interested in buying toilet paper because the mascot can rip a tree trunk in half. Mm-hmm. That's what I have that guy, Thor, whatever, on TikTok for. And he's also, like, a woke king. But, like, he's, like, a woke king. So he can rip tree trunks in half, but he also, like, has extremely good politics. And I think that, like, to me, like, being brawny in the context of the Brawny Man is not about, like, being strong and tough, but it's about being stable. It's about stability, about being reliable. Like, that's what brawny means to me in that context.
Yeah.
Not big old thickum legs.
Yeah. So a guy named Mario Cantasessi wins, and I will send you a picture of him with his Brawny paper towel.
Yeah, he looks like if you put all the guys from Friends together into one person.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's like a firefighter or something. Again, it was actually kind of hard to find information about this contest because it was in 2002. I'm pretty sure they just did a limited run with, like, his actual face, and then they just redesigned the character. I'll show you what the Brawny Man looked like in the 2000s.
Yeah, this is like the Brawny Man who I feel like I know in my head.
Yeah, and he's just we should describe what Mario looked like. So
did I not describe that well by saying he looks like all three guys from Friends made into one? Okay, he also looks like every, like, good-looking guy on Staten Island. He looks like if the Jersey Shore guys were nice.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? That's fair. That was good enough. And then,
thanks!
And then the new Brawny Man, he looks a lot like how I think most of us remember. He's got the red flannel shirt, he's got dark hair, some thickums brows, some big shoulders, and He looks good.
And no mustache, though.
So I've got straight from the source some information about who the Brawny Man is. So the Brawny Man is more than a mascot to us. He is a friendly but empowering giant lumberjack who
Giant.
The Brawny Man is a giant, canonically. I didn't know this.
Great.
I just thought he was a regular guy.
I just thought he was a guy.
No, but he's canonically a giant lumberjack who symbolizes strength and dependability for our consumers, just like our brawny 3-ply paper towels. Whenever there's a mess in your life, you can always summon the Brawny Man and brawny 3-ply paper towels to help you tackle it. He loves the outdoors, his cozy cabin, and petting animals, and he always has to squat to get under a doorway.
Wow, they said this 7'5" king is gonna take care of you, girl.
Yeah. But most importantly, he loves helping you tackle a tough mess. And yes, he's seen a lot of them. The Brawny Man's occupation is helping you...
He's been run through with the messes.
The Brawny Man's main occupation is helping you clean. He can also grab things off the top shelf for you, lift the freezer to clean under it, and help style a good beard. In his free time, he's spending it outdoors at his cabin in the woods.
Does the Brawny Man have a beard now?
He does have a beard now.
I was going to say stolen valor if he doesn't.
No, I'll show you what he looks like now. They have a very cringe advertising campaign now where they're trying to make him relatable on TikTok. I have a link to it. I will say the new Brawny Man actor is even hotter than the Brawny Man who's on the packaging.
Hey.
He gives me big, Jake Johnson vibes.
Who do you feel like you're the most like in New Girl?
I really haven't watched New Girl, to be honest.
Sometimes I am more of a millennial than you.
Who do you think I'm most like?
Winston.
Okay.
I think I'm the most like Schmidt, which is a problem.
Well.
Some of the strongest.
You know what? You said millennial lumberjack and I should have trusted you.
Yes. So describe the commercial, because the commercial is so bad.
Its commercial sucks. In this commercial, these two parents wake up after a crazy 40th birthday party, and they go, the kids! And then by going brawny through a tube, the paper towel tube, she summons the Brawny Man, who's like, when I said 7'5" king earlier, and I was right. Yeah. That was about, I think, the height they are portraying him as. And then he's like, we got 3-ply now, so we'll clean this mess up, girl. And then her husband is like, that's so lit, and tries to fist bump the Brawny Man, and the Brawny Man goes, no.
Yeah, I'm not going to subject you to some of the TikToks that they have. The thing is, this actor's really hot. I hope he gets his bag. The views on their TikToks are very low.
Well,
we have higher views.
I don't think brands know how to use TikTok.
No.
They don't know how to use that. They don't. Besides Duolingo.
And Duolingo is evil now because they're just AI.
Yeah, R.I.P. to Duo.
R.I.P. Duo. You used to be the realist. Brawny also did a performative run in 2017 where they had a woman on the packaging.
I remember that.
For Women's Herstory Month.
The girl boss era of when every company was like, hey, we respect women.
Yeah. Where is that energy now? It's gone because it never meant anything.
Oh, it's gone. I mean, we're peek behind the curtain. We're recording this towards the end of June, and there's been almost no corporate pride shit happening this year. And it's been obviously I don't like corporate pride. I was never slay. I love when MasterCard changes their logo to be rainbow. But it has been very dystopian for every company pretty much to have just ignored the fact that it was Pride Month this year.
Yeah, it's fucked up. I hate brands.
I hate the current fascism we're living under. We're also recording this a few days after that really, really horrific Supreme Court case came down about medical access for trans youth. Yeah. And it's not good. It's very bad. And if anyone out there listening to this thinks, well, it's only going to affect this very narrow population, it's not going to have... That Supreme Court decision is horrific to trans children. It's going to be horrific for trans adults and has just given the US government more access to your doctor and to your healthcare decisions. So... It all fucking sucks. But at least we don't have to deal with people in the Target Pride collection. Am I right, ladies?
Yeah. Anyway, Brawny is also evil.
Shocking.
Brawny is owned by Georgia Pacific LLC, which is a pulp and paper company and one of the world's largest manufacturers and distributors of tissue, pulp, paper, toilet and paper towel dispensers, packaging, building products and related chemicals, and other forest products that are largely made from their own timber. I did not watch...
I'm going down. I'm yelling timber. You better move. You better dance.
So I didn't watch this documentary, but there was a documentary that came out in 2016 called Company Town that's about the Georgia Pacific paper mill in Crossett, Arkansas, and basically it alleges that the improper waste disposal by the mill has caused a cluster of cancer incidents in and around the mill. That specific plant is owned by the Koch brothers, so... bad.
Yeah!
Yeah. And basically the film includes testimony from whistleblowers who, like this guy, David Goose, whose company was contracted to quietly dispose of 200,000 cubic yards of ash that were dredged from the paper mill's sediment ponds across the area where the mill was. So basically, like, Georgia Pacific paid this company to, like, dispose of all of this waste that they shouldn't have been creating, and that probably made a lot of people get very, very ill. In November 2015, an EPA inspection of that mill found 33 areas where Georgia Pacific was non-compliant with federal laws and dozens of other areas of concern, including several defective pieces of equipment that were allowing unidentified gases to escape into the atmosphere, as well as filtrate tanks and storage tanks that were knowingly being vented into the atmosphere rather than through a controlled system, which is something that's required by the Clean Air Act. So
here's the thing. I understand that companies do not think long term. I understand that they are thinking year over year, short term profit goals. If you fucking kill your consumer base by releasing a bunch of chemicals into the air, you're not going to make money their minds are so focused on, like, how much can we make more money year over year? And instead of thinking, how can we create a sustainable world in which we can keep making money year over year? And it's like,
it's the obsession with exponential growth, right? And that's, like, yeah. I feel like how we got into the economic crisis that we're in, because it's all about generating more and more profit every quarter, and that is impossible to do, at least up until a point, and then all you can do is just start price gouging, and that's the only way you can continue to inflate cost. Anyway, now we're going to talk about Mr. Clean.
Mr. Clean, a guy who looks a little bit like Howie Mandel and a little bit like that one porn star.
Yeah. So Mr. Clean refers to an all-purpose cleaner, as well as the Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, which is a little foam abrasive sponge that is good for cleaning. The Mr. Clean character was developed in 1957, and Mr. Clean made his television commercial debut in 1958, originally portrayed in live action by the actor House Peters Jr., and Mackenna, I'm going to send it to you because it's a little cursed.
Oh, I love cursing. Oh, okay. All right. Sorry, this is me mentally preparing to click on this because that's a harrowing image.
Yeah.
Okay, I know Procter & Gamble is evil for a lot of reasons, but they might be the most evil for that commercial.
Describe the commercial, please.
Okay, so this woman is just doing her job, trying to clean this lobby, I think, and then the most cursed-looking Mr. Clean in the world, with the biggest hoop earring for no reason, arrives on the scene and is like, you can get your work done a lot faster if you use Mr. Clean. And she's like, shut up, I know more about cleaning than you. And he's like, no, I know more about cleaning than you. That's not how he says it. But anyway, then he mops the floor for her, basically. And then she's like, oh my God, mister, you did sorry. There's a part where he then drops the bottle and he's like, you'll love the unbreakable plastic bottle. And then she's like, oh my God, mister, you were so passionate about Mr. Clean, you should be on TV. And then he smiles like an actual demon from my nightmares and like fades backwards. And then she goes, maybe I have seen him on TV.
Yeah. So, the original model for Mr. Clean was allegedly a U.S. Navy sailor from Pensacola, Florida. I couldn't find this person.
Shout out Pensacola.
That's where my sister-in-law lives with her family. So some people think that Mr. Clean is a genie because of his earring, his folded arms, and his tendency to magically appear at the appropriate time. And I will say, there are commercials that do refer to Mr. Clean as a genie. However, I feel like this is an interesting thing because I think we're aware that he is a genie, but we don't, as a culture, consider him a genie. I feel like that's been phased out of his character over time.
Yeah, I feel like to me that like sounds vaguely familiar that he's a genie, but mostly I'm like he's just like to me he's less like a genie and more of just like a mythic being. And the same with the Brawny Man is like a mythic being.
It's interesting because like the Brawny Man, he's just a giant. But Mr. Clean, I feel like for him to be a genie, he needs more. I don't know. Maybe I'm genie policing of what I think a genie can be.
He's just like he's just a mythic man.
Yeah. Mr. Clean has always smiled, except for a brief time in the Mean Mr. Clean series of ads where he was frowning because he hated dirt. Mackenna, I'm sending you a Mean Mr. Clean commercial.
Can I say?
Yeah.
Love dirt. Big dirt guy.
I like dirt too. I used to like to eat dirt when I was a kid.
I just like to dig.
I love to dig.
I love to dig. Commercials were too long in the 60s.
Why are they all like 70 seconds?
Jesus Christ. Okay, in this advertisement, there's a really cool art style. It's new, mean, Mr. Clean. He hates dirt. And that's like the jingle, and there's like other like verses and stuff. And it's just like him frowning, and then they like show it being used on different surfaces and stuff like that. It's a pretty simple ad. The animation style is really cool, but they clearly only animated like 4 or 5 frames for his face. Yeah. And so it's like, for how long the ad is, they did not do enough animating.
So Mr. Clean himself doesn't have a lot of lore Procter & Gamble has ascribed to him. So a lot of my notes here are just like fun facts about Mr. Clean. In 1962, there was a promotion to give Mr. Clean a first name. And Mackenna, there's no way you're gonna guess what Mr. Clean's first name is.
Mortimer.
It is not Mortimer.
Hickory.
It is not Hickory.
Elijah.
It is not Elijah.
Give me a genre of name.
Adverb.
Cleanly.
Nope. Cleanly clean. Come on.
Light. What?
Cleanly clean. Come on. Be fucking serious.
Lightly.
No.
Slowly.
He's not slowly clean.
Quickly.
He's neither quickly clean.
Okay, I've said a lot of words now.
His name is Mr. Veritably Clean. Yeah. So you heard a little bit of the Mr. Clean jingle. It's actually the longest running advertisement jingle used in television history because in 2016 they did an updated commercial with the jingle that I'm sending to you. We don't even really have to talk about this one. I just think it's another fun fact that this commercial made this jingle the longest running advertising jingle.
What is that tune?
What do you mean?
Because that's not an original tune. That's like it's not Freya Sierra, but it's like maybe it is. It sounds so familiar, and I don't feel like I've heard that. Maybe, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's allegedly like the longest jingle of all time, or the longest running jingle of all time. I had not heard it until I looked it up on YouTube.
No.
In 2016, Procter & Gamble announced a contest to find a replacement Mr. Clean. They did legitimate casting sessions in New York and Los Angeles, and they had a website where contestants could submit videos, and the contest winner was going to receive $20,000 and be featured in a 2017 limited edition Mr. Clean calendar. A man from Georgia named Mike Jackson won. I will send you a picture of our man Mike Jackson.
Good for Mike.
He's got his cunty little earring in. Yeah, he's just a guy.
Keyword, little.
Yes, little.
That first one in that first commercial it's like the size of the big hoops I wear, and it'd be so scary if I only wore one of them.
Yeah. So I looked up a little bit about this. He just works for some advertising company and auditioned, and then they gave him money and then made him a little Mr. Clean calendar that was apparently available for purchase. Yeah, I mean, he's hot. An article I read was really cringe because Mike Jackson is black, and they were like, isn't it great how the fucking Procter & Gamble appreciates diversity? Sure.
I roll.
For this next part, I have different names of Mr. Clean in other countries, if you wanted to guess what country he's from.
Sure.
Okay.
I love a game.
It's more of a game because I'm really bad at pronouncing things. So I'm gonna say the way you say Mr. Clean's name, and you guess what country.
Okay.
Monsieur Propre.
Well, that's French.
Great. Don Olympio.
Say it again.
Don Olympio.
Italian?
No.
Greek?
No.
Oh, I don't know.
España.
Oh.
Maestro Limpio.
Italy?
That's Mexico.
What?
Mastro Lindo.
I'm gonna keep guessing Italy.
That is Italy. Misto Proper.
Germany?
That is Germany.
Fuck yeah, bud.
Mr. Proper.
Mr. Proper. That can't be like the UK.
It is not.
What is it?
The Netherlands, Eastern Europe, Bulgaria, Russia.
I see.
Mnet.
Say it again?
Mnet.
That feels like it is a romantic language root because net is like nettoyer is clean in French. Is this like Tunisia or something?
French Canada.
Fucking hell! I was on the right track.
Mr. Clean, I think, of the brand mascots we've talked about today.
God, that's so fucking annoying. God, fucking Montreal to be like, we can't call it Mr. Clean or the way they call it in French. We have to have our own stupid version.
I blame the Quebecois.
The Quebecois.
I think of all the brands we've talked about today, Mr. Clean is the one who people are most self-aware of, like moms want to fuck. And there are some commercials that really lean into that. So I'm going to send you a commercial with sexy Mr. Clean.
Okay. That's actually a fantastic ad.
It's amazing. Please.
I mean, it's a Super Bowl ad. I've seen this ad before because I'm a sports enjoyer, but
Please describe the ad.
so this woman is in her kitchen and Mr. Clean is cleaning and there's sexy music playing and he's cleaning in a sexy way, and then the big reveal is that it's not sexy tight pants Mr. Clean. It's her husband who's cleaning the house, and then she gives him a big old kiss and then they go to boink on the couch.
Yeah.
And then it says, "Gotta love a man who cleans." Hey, podcast listeners, do you know who cleans Aubrey's house?
My husband.
Her husband.
He does. I clean sometimes, though. I've actually been cleaning more this week because he works at a hobby store, and they're doing a big event for Bandai, so I had to clean the bathrooms this week. Sucks. So, Mr. Clean is owned by Procter & Gamble, which has such a huge history of bad stuff that I actually don't even think I want to get into it, but just know that it runs the gamut of child labor to price fixing to trade in Russia during the Ukraine war, animal testing, like many bad things. Brands are bad.
My Procter & Gamble story. My grandfather was a contractor, and Mackenna lore, before I lived in Arizona, I lived in Montana, and so he built houses for people in Montana. And for a portion of his career, he was building houses for like extremely wealthy people in Whitefish, Montana, which is beautiful, and now it's overrun by rich people's summer homes. And one of the things that he did is he built a cabin for someone in the Gamble family, and they wanted like a recreation of like a 1950s cabin. So everything in there was from, or it either was actually from, I think it all was actually from, I don't think there was anything that was like made to look old. I think everything was actually from like pre-1960. And there's just something so perfect about someone in the Gamble family wanting to return to like the advertising age, basically.
But I do love mid-century home design.
That's because you're a racist.
It's true. So I want to sort of have this last section just be about some concluding thoughts and ideas. But first, Mackenna, I want to say, so we've got the dad from the Charmin Bears, Brawny Man, and Mr. Clean. Smash or pass?
Okay. You gave me 3 options and you're not going to do a fuck, marry, kill?
Actually, you know what? Fine. Fuck, marry, kill.
Thank God. I'm going to fuck the Brawny Man.
Okay.
I'm going to marry the bear.
Okay.
And I'm going to kill Mr. Clean.
So my reaction to that is almost the same, except for I'm fucking the shit out of Mr. Clean, and I am killing a millennial at the first chance I get.
No, because we've talked... Actually, okay, so I actually just cut this whole section from the Food Network episodes because I reveal things that my dad definitely signed an NDA about during this section. But we talked about the fact that, like, the key difference in, like, me and Aubrey's taste in men specifically is I love, like, a huge dude. And, like, all the Mr. Clean depictions are a little too, like, svelte for me. So, yeah.
He's got, like, a Stanley Tucci kind of energy about him.
Hey, I love Stanley Tucci. There is... The great equalizer is that everyone is attracted to Stanley Tucci.
Yeah.
If someone told me they were not attracted to Stanley Tucci, I don't think I would trust them.
I would assume that they're just not... like, you are only truly a lesbian if you're not attracted to Stanley Tucci.
I don't know. I think... I think that he breaks down all barriers.
That's so true. I have a monologue I wrote about... in my defense of the dad from the Charmin Bear commercials. So, he would nurture me, and I know that his booty hole is clean, and I know that if we were together, that our children would have clean booty holes. And I feel like a lot of women who date men, they don't consider whether the man they're dating would let their children walk around with dirty booty holes. And as a...
Well, I mean, most men aren't even cleaning their own booty holes.
Exactly. And so as a result of that, we end up with a lot of dirty booty holes out in the world. And we can stop the cycle. You just have to pick the right man. Pick the man who reminds you of the Charmin Bear dad, Leonard King. I would say that I'm jealous of Molly, but I'm not, because my husband gives Leonard the Charmin Bear dad energy. And I know that he has a clean booty hole, I have a clean booty hole, and everyone in our household, Butters specifically, has a clean booty hole. I have watched him wipe Butters' ass when she has liquid shits.
And you guys are ruining your plumbing by using wet wipes.
Look, I'm renting. So, what I think is fascinating about mascots like this, so these, like, cisgender man mascots, is that the intent is not to design...
Bold of you to assume that they're all cisgender. Gee, you don't know that Mr. Clean isn't rocking with some he-they pronouns these days?
Well, I say that because the next... I don't want to spoil the next part of this series.
Give me a preview.
I will say it is non-human, but certainly queer.
Oh, gay mascots, gascots.
Gascots. So, the intent of these brand mascots is not to design something that is sexually attractive, necessarily, but we live in a world where beauty standards are insidious and pervasive, so when you have human mascots, they end up just being kind of hot, because we're not going to have anything ugly used in advertising. And I'm talking about the men who are actually human. I know I'm just kind of a freak with daddy issues about the Charmin Bear thing, but you know, the allure. And I think that similar to the Android Man episode, these are really interesting depictions of masculinity because they are meant to be geared toward women. And this contrast really fascinates me because I think at least with like heterosexual people, I think there's such an apparent disconnect that we've alluded to throughout the episode about what men perceive as ideal masculinity and what women perceive as ideal masculinity. And it just reminds me... Oh yeah, go ahead.
I think that's why that Mr. Clean commercial works so well, is because it's like admitting that like this is a thing that like women are attracted to a man who's going to do an act of service for her. Because I mean, that's obviously what my statement there is predicated on the fact that like cleaning a home is traditionally a woman's work, and in a heterosexual relationship, that can sometimes be the assumption. However, that like even just the act of like doing this like act of service, of thinking, and I think of doing it without having to be asked to do it, of just doing it, is attractive. And so that's why I really like that last Mr. Clean ad, because like the first one is like it's a man being like, look, I can help you clean better, but this one is like it's just like it's admitting to the fact that like a man doing housework is like hot.
Yeah, well, and that's when I think about the early Charmin commercials with Mr. Whipple. It's like this idea in advertising, I think, used to be like, these women need a male authority figure to tell them how to be the best cleaners they can be. Whereas the later Mr. Clean ad is showing a more egalitarian depiction of a relationship, which I think is actually what most modern women want. And this whole thing just
Yeah.
reminds me of when I was doing the intervention I was doing with boys in middle school, and I just remember them saying something to the effect of like, well, I need to be strong enough to carry my wife out of danger if the situation ever arose. And I think that just really speaks to the kind of like, I would call it doomsday masculinity that exists right now, where men kind of think they need to be prepared for the end of times. And it just seems like there's a lot of men who are preparing for an apocalypse, and their idea of masculinity is rooted in this idea of like being able to survive an apocalypse, while most women neither want nor need to be carried out of danger should the need arise. They just like want a guy who can do the dishes and has a clean butthole. And, you know, this isn't to say that men or women who desire a man who can physically lift them out of danger should the need arise are, like, bad or wrong. I think everyone's entitled to what they want. I just don't think that this discrepancy is super conducive to people finding fulfilling relationships.
I, as someone who has dated men in the past, the simple act of like also caring for yourself, caring for your home, all of those things is like, that's attractive because it means you're putting care in. I do hot yoga. Aubrey did Krav Maga for a long time. I'm gonna be able to figure my shit out if I need to like get out of a dangerous situation because I am strong by myself. I used to be able to squat double my body weight. I'm not worried about my partner being able to physically protect me because I'm a physically active person and have spent my life moving and gaining muscle and stability. I'm very strong. And so I don't give a fuck about a man being able to carry me out of a burning building. There's firefighters for that. I care about someone who's going to be kind and considerate and not mean to me and not need me to beg, scream, and cry to get them to do anything helpful around the house.
Well, it also is just that, like, white knight kind of masculinity where it's, like, people think it's not, like, when we think of misogyny, right, we think of, like, oh, women are stupid, ugly babies. But then there's also this side of misogyny that's, like, women are so precious and delicate, fragile little goddesses. Yeah, and we need to protect them. And I think that's, like, what this is speaking to, and it's that whole trad wife mentality of like, women are just delicate little angels and it's my job to go and protect them, and it's just dumb. It's just dumb. And I don't know, I'm gonna go on a little tangent. I quite like the show Sister Wives, and when I think of Sister Wives, so you have Cody Johnson is like the husband of Sister Wives, and he is just an epic boy failure. He's just terrible in every way. And there's this episode in one season where they go and they meet another polyamorous family, and like all of Cody's wives are so into this other guy because when they go on a trip, the Sister Wives family, Cody's just like in the back doing fuck all, and then all of his wives have to organize everything. But this other family who they meet, the dad is like, okay guys, like, here's our routine, here's our plan, you guys are gonna go in this van, you guys are gonna go in this van, and like, that kind of like confidence and organization is very attractive in a partner, and it's just something that, I don't know, this whole thing just kind of reminds me of, is like this idea that I feel like people think that if you say that men helping out in the house is attractive, like a lot of men interpret that as like something submissive, and it's not. It's just being like an egalitarian partner and like playing up each other's strengths and like distributing labor in a way that takes stress off of everybody.
Yeah, it's so hard to like unravel the teachings of bad masculinity. But it's like, I'm telling you, fellas, is it gay to clean your house?
Fellas, it's not gay to clean your house. And in fact, Mr. Clean, icon. He is getting sucked.
And fucked.
And if you clean your house, you might also get sucked and fucked.
And that is a brawny guarantee.
Cue the outro.
Have a question or a topic that you would like for us to discuss? Send us an email at informedattraction@gmail.com.